all we can do is keep moving up, huh? Look, let's try to decode this thing some more. This part I don't get right here. It says, you will know them by the fruit of their tree. Do men gather from thorn bushes or feed from thistles? Even so, every good tree bears good fruit, but a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, nor can a bad tree bear good fruit. You can look at that two ways. You can look at it as in the kids, but that would kind of it'd be impossible to know that because most kids hate their parents anyway, right? Not hate their parent, but got bad attitude with their parent. You know how we are when we kids. So it'd be hard to distinguish that. You can look at it like the kids. Come on, guy. You can look at it like their kids do good things though, even though they're probably not the family might. Or you can look at it like they said that's wrong too. Okay. So you can look at it like the bears good fruit. Hold on. All right, now let's see. Every tree that does not bear good. Okay, now we gotta look at the tree. So you gotta look at a tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down. A good tree cannot bear good fruit. So you talking about a family tree? We ain't talking about. You can, but you talking about a tree here. I wouldn't even know. I ain't really never personally met. I think you would have to personally meet your tree. From what I see from my trees, they seem like good people, but seeing how gifted and elevated we are, I would have to meet them because people like that can be used for the wrong reasons, including myself. You have to see if they working for somebody, if they putting on, or if they really good people. Some people, I don't know. I wouldn't know that one. I ain't never had a family. I ain't never had a physical. I would feel like you would need to be in a physical. Well, you probably wouldn't have to. But I know that I supposed to have a good tree. I knew on that, so I guess that would bear good fruit if I was to have to guess. That's a difficult one right there. So if y'all get it, let me know on YouTube what y'all think about it. I ain't never. That's one part I just. Even though it sounds so easy, that's the thing about this Bible. When it sounds easy, it ain't easy. It's really difficult. You know what I'm saying? I used to try to use this in the streets, and it used to get me tore up. Cause I would look at it in so many different ways. I would look at it, okay. Now that I know what a tree is, I didn't even know what a tree was back then. So I would look at it like, oh, this person got nice things. That's his tree. That's his fruit. His fruit is a nice thing. That definitely wasn't it. A good person. No. I guess it's the way you probably would typically look at it, but for me, that wasn't it neither. Or you can look. I try to look at it as they kids. They got me trapped in a house like this. Or you can look at it like, that's it. It's the other way. It's another way too. But all the ways I looked at it back in the day were wrong. And still now, it's saying the tree. It must. This is one thing I noticed, man. It must be something out here that we don't know about that was hid from us that they got that tell people they trees, they family trees. Cause it's almost like the way this Bible talk about your family tree. And the way I hear about twin flames and soulmates in the astro, it's almost like we're supposed to know this. And outside of the sensors on the body, which I feel you need to be elevated to really even step into. That's why I don't really even talk about it no more, because I'm forced to meditate and elevate that high. I'm gonna pray regardless, so praying ain't gonna do it, but meditate. I'm forced to meditate and elevate that high because I'm always alone. I can't expect it. I can't just ask somebody, is your body doing this? Is your body doing that? You get what I'm saying? I always been alone. I told you I'm like Naruto. That's why I like that show so much. Because when he said they always call him a demon and the devil, I always been alone, man. And once, like I said, I go so long with certain people, but once I realize their agenda is just like everybody else's, I just cut myself off. I lose a lot doing that, but it's better to lose. It's better to lose material gain than lose your soul. But I don't know that one, the tree. Now that I know a little bit more, okay, the tree. So it gotta be something out here that tells people who their tree is, y'all. And we just don't know about it. And that might be the leverage that the other competition got over our head. It might be plain as day, simple as day. It might be plain as day, simple as that. I don't know. I gotta get ready to pray though, bring my energy back. But yeah, anyway, let's finish up. Every tree that does not bear into the fire, uh, every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. That's what they were talking about. That's what God was telling me about my tree. When they brought me over here, back over here, he was like, we need you to try to get your family tree back in order. Because we finna have to, this right here, we finna have to do this right here. Every tree that does not bear good fruit is cut down and thrown into the fire. Therefore, by the fruit you will know them. That's, I don't, I'm sure nobody, no offense, I ain't trying to be racist. I'm sure nobody black though in America. There's probably some Africans in Africa probably know exactly what this part is. But hell, not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven, but he who does the will of my Father in heaven. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and done many wonders in your name? And then I would declare to them, I never knew you. Depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Now that's my situation right here. I'm reaching out to people who claim they know God and love God, or I was born into a family who Christian, you know. And I ain't gonna say Christian, I can't just single out nobody, but people who say they know God, they're just really overly righteous people. And uh, they always out there saying, Lord, Lord, they're hiding your shadow, they'll take scriptures from you. Like scriptures naturally come out of me just like music and anything else. I could just naturally say scriptures or lectures or whatever, and it's pertaining to God. So they just naturally flow through me like that. People will take my. I know many preachers, uh, bishops or whatever that would probably that have probably took my sermons, my lectures, broke them down to their sermons, and saved a lot of people, got a lot of clout, got a lot of attention from just like my music. My lectures for preaching the same thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm a tool here for that. You know what I'm saying? So it don't bother me. Even though it sounds crazy, what I'm talking when I tell y'all, it sound like the way my face looking like, he's so miserable and sad. I ain't never miserable and sad. I got over that years ago. Misery, sadness. Well, I do get sad over my son. But for the typical human stuff, I'm trying to live in an angel atmosphere. And that's hard to do. So you got to embrace and accept the fact that you're no longer a human in order to be able to obtain that elevation of vibration. So I've been practicing this for years. So just because my face look like the droopy dog on Friday, you know what I mean? But because little stuff like that, I can fix anything. I can create. I can manifest dreams. I can make dreams come true. So, anyway, and it said, therefore, whoever depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Lawlessness is all this black magic stuff. And when it comes down to scriptures and teaching the word, it's like what Shawty did to me. She came in with her Bible, read her Bible to me, and knew her Bible just as good, if not better than I did. But she over here, she done made it to my right show. You moving up, ain't you? So I ain't gonna display her. But not other people. Yeah, she moving up somehow. I hear you. Stay over there though. Stay over there. Some of these women were so mean. I ain't gonna say they were evil people. They were good people. They were just mean, bro. Like, they probably did go both ways or something, and they need to stay over there like that or something. I don't know. But they were mean as hell. Too mean, too mean. I couldn't tell the difference between who was the man, me or her. Just aggressive, you know. All right, cast out demons in your name. All right. So these people could do a lot of stuff in God's name, so they had to been elevated high. Shit, I don't know preachers and bishops that cast out demons. You gotta be elevated real high to be able to cast out demons. They was able to cast out demons in God's name. Many wonders in the God's name. And then it said, Jesus said, I would declare to them, I never knew you. So that would mean you do all this stuff. You claim God and this, but somebody like me walk into your house, like what I'm going through right now, and you just talk bad about him. He ain't listening. He ain't doing this. He ain't doing that. Just because I don't want to be a hypocrite like you don't mean nothing. And I would tell you, but you're going to go rah, 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 rah. And I don't like hearing that neither. So you don't want to hear what I got to tell you. And then you don't want to respect what I do for myself. Then we ain't got no talk. I never respect you because you're a hypocrite. You need to understand you're a hypocrite. You need to listen to this Bible. You read it all the time. A lot of y'all out there like that. You need to understand you overly righteous. I think it's in Ecclesiastes somewhere where it says the people are, it talks about overly righteous folks. You need to go read that. And then you need to read Matthew chapter 7. You need to read Matthew chapter 7 and read Ecclesiastes. Some of these, if I could just rearrange the Bible, bro, I could probably, I ain't gonna say that online. But anyway, Ecclesiastes, I think, they talk about overly righteous folks. It'll go beautifully in Matthew, beautifully. Because this is crazy. Because if you could do all that, you are truly elevated. And then it says, I never knew you, depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. There's something missing right there. I never knew you depart from me, you who practice lawlessness. Therefore, whoever hears these words. So we gotta hear what he's saying. He basically saying, I don't like no hypocrite, no lukewarm, blasphemous person. So that would be the part that I feel that's missing. I don't deal with lukewarm, hypocrite, blasphemy people. Synagogues of Satan. Satan spawns. Ain't nobody playing with y'all. I don't like them neither. I feel like this, that's why I had to fall back on the YouTube and stuff. I look at certain things for a while and talk to God for a while and see where God want me to go. If God want me to go back, because we ain't doing nothing but investigating anyway, it ain't like y'all doing nothing to me. Like, I'm a tool. I'm not just an ambulatory tool. You quit having a selective hearing. Every piece of tool that I told you I am used for, that's what I'm used for. I'm an ambulatory tool, I guess. I really don't know what I am yet, so don't take it to the bank, period. Because sometimes they'll tell me I am not, so I don't know. Right now, I got in trouble for that like 2 nights ago, but I didn't know what they were saying. I was tired, kind of under the weather because my allergies. They blunt pollen going everywhere. And I've been running and putting water cups on that truck and then drinking them and not realizing pollen all over the truck. So I'm making myself sick, basically. And therefore, whoever I don't know. Let me finish this before I snap. I get mad about God, bro. I don't like people taking advantage of God's people. I can't stand that. But that's basically what they're talking about right there. People who take advantage of God's people, bro. I don't like no lukewarm, blasphemy, hypocrite. That's what's missing. We can move on. Therefore, whoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, whoever does them by the right, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's saying. I will liken him to a wise man who built his house on the rock. And the rain descended, the flood came, and the wind blew and beat on the house, and it did not fall, for it was founded on the rock. But everyone who hears these sayings of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. That's why y'all call me Sandy. Not me, they don't call me Sandy. They call me Sandman or something. Sand, so I don't know what they call me. They had to take me, I had to go to the desert. When I went to hell, they drop you, I think that's everybody's journey to hell. They drop you off in the desert. Well, for me, when I went to hell, my higher self got me. That's how I know it can fly. Hold on. This is true now. Oh, this is true right here now. Saying, and the rain descended and the flood came and the winds blew and beat on the house and it fell. And great was its fall. Oh yeah, if you build your house on the sand, then it will fall, okay. And so it was. I built my house on the sand because I married a Carmen. That's how that worked. I married a Carmen, so I lost everything. I lost my child and everything, so it was a typical thing. I done read the Bible 17 times just about, and I didn't even see that part. I didn't do nothing. I didn't live by it. I was at that time, I was just like everybody else. You could read it, but you can't live by it. And so it was when Jesus had ended these saying that the people were astonished at his teaching. See, they was astonished. For them to be astonished by this, a lot of hypocritical things was going on just like today. But they were smart enough to realize Jesus put the nail in the coffin, bro. Like, stop playing with it. And that's why they probably put him in that box. Oh, they kept him in that box. Like I said, it's a possibility Jesus wrote this whole book, probably. or something. They put them in that box for they could like I said, the box obviously could be built to save and help people, but somebody started using it to torture folks that with gifts, taking all their credibility, and then sacrificing them. This is what we studying. This is what we here for. This is part of the reason we here. Like we here for you to torture me. Like I know one of the parts of the tool I am. I know I cried out to God one time at least 2 years ago when I was going through this right here, and and my ancestor said, we can't do nothing for you. You a tool. You just do what we tell you to do. That's what they told me. It's like a whole people on top of a float. I'm telling you, I can hear angels flying on and off, on and off, on and off. Like death aura, like a death aura around y'all, bro. Like ain't nobody playing with y'all. I asked my grandpa Anubis, because I was crying to Grandpa Raw and Grandpa Anubis. And I said, well, what you do when you was in that situation? Because Grandpa Anubis was the last one in this situation. I said, well, what you do when you was in this situation? Because I don't know if I'm training to get his job or whatever. It's like I'm training to take his job over or something. I don't know. Don't take it to the bank. I ain't getting no sense when I say that, but I heard that one time in the Astro. And it's like I'm training. And I said, well, what you do when you going through it? And they was everybody, the whole world trying to kill you and torture you to death. He said, I gave them all counts. Boy, fake laugh. Now, but anyway, I told you, bro, that Bible deep, man. I know if you can, if I had a photographic memory, I would read that Bible so much, decode it, and I'd be a force to be reckoned with. I'd be unstoppable. I'd be unstoppable. Because this Bible could teach you how to create boxes. That's probably how they got it. It's like they take everything, they put you in a suspense state, they put you in a situation where to make you try to defile God almost, where it make you feel like you gotta go against the Bible. You see what I'm saying? If I knew this thing, if I could remember it like that, you would have never got me in that box. I wouldn't have never married that woman. I wouldn't have never built my house on sand, on quicksand, none of that. I ain't built my house on sand, I built it on quicksand. But anyway, so let's go to that. I died. When I died, that's how I know I died. I went to, they flew me to, well, this is the time I remember me dying and actually going straight to hell. And whatever came and got me tore me up. I had to go see God first. I ain't even make it to the Libra scale. I was so wicked here. But I was always kind of a good person. People always treated me like I was a weakling. So that's what I'm saying. If I died and went to hell that many times, a lot of people gonna be gone. You know, probably done died and don't even realize you done been to hell. Because God wiped the memory from you. Me personally, I feel like you go there to get something redone inside of you, and it's like torture from hell, but I don't know. Because you live in your head down there and you be going crazy for real. So never mind, take that back. But anyway, enough about the hell stuff, but you get dropped off in the desert land, almost like over there where they made that movie at, that Stephen King movie, dude said, talk a lot, talk a while. You go over there, it seemed like, and I seen this chair, just like my boy Keanu Reeves, bro. I ain't even seen this movie. I said the same story on Eye High in the Building. I haven't seen that movie. That movie wasn't even out yet. That Keanu Reeves movie. I forgot. That John Wick movie. When that chair was in the sand in the middle of the play, that's how it was. It was like God was sitting there, and whatever tortured me to death that was flying in the air threw me on the ground. And I knew it was God when I met God, and I'm gonna act like I'm gonna cry to God, like, and God said, kneel. Like God didn't have no talk for me. God said, kneel. And did he say anything to me? I don't remember. I think the saying opened up and I just went straight to hell. Like some Beetlejuice type. Like Beetlejuice came and got me, took me to hell, so I don't know what the hell happened, bro, after that. But after that, I was in hell for a while. And Jesus and God came later on, or Michael and God, or somebody, Jesus and God, somebody came later on and got me out of hell. I couldn't remember nothing. And God was like, I'm going to let you remember a few seconds or 2 minutes of it. And that's when I realized 2 minutes in hell was like 42 hours. That's how bad and awful it was. And I told whoever, when I went to hell though, they had me in some kind of confinement that I don't know. But when Jesus and God came and got me, the person that was over hell, I want to say it was Zoe, but it might not have been Zoe. I don't know who it was. It was a big dude. It's that dude. If I ever finish, get over here and start back drawing. And it's like he when God called him, like they called him to open up whatever part of hell I was in. And when they called him, he like teleport like Star Trek stuff in front of you. That's where this shit probably come from, y'all. They probably already, that's why I said, now how y'all know hell? They know God and Satan, period. Because there's just too many movies and stories about it. And they all correlate the same. But the guy came, when the guy came out of hell, when the guy came to my cell to lock me, take me out, if it was Satan, I don't know what it was, who it was, but I know it was massive and it was powerful. But he smiled at me. And then he liked it. I knew he liked it, man. And I cried to him. And I said, my higher self, somebody beat me to death. Because God wasn't listening to me. And whoever was with God, which is probably Jesus, Mike, I don't know, like they light so much alike, you just can't tell them apart. But that dude looked like he had sympathy for me. The dude that came and got me out of the cell in hell. So I started crying to him. And I said, that dude beat me to death up there. You think you can beat him up for me? Something like that. He said, oh, I'm scared of him. I was like, who is that guy? And God said, that's your higher self. And that was it after that.